My initial thought after this previous project that didn't come out as I wanted was that maybe I could paint something relatively easy, so I took a Deathwatch model.
You serious?
I really don't know what came into my mind when I took this model, but nevertheless I've painted the whole thing. So this time I'm not gonna be scripting anything that I say, I'll just go with the flow, so sorry for all of the stuttering, but let's go into the model and how it was painted. So guys, before we move into this video, I would really like you to have a look at my channel and give it a subscription, give it a like, look at the videos. I'm posting almost every week a new video, and additionally I also post a lot of shorts on the history of the models and miniatures, how they progress, how were they in the past versus how are they in the future. So please have a look at the channel, give it a subscription, give it a like, share it, post it, whatever you wish. It would be really nice and I would be really happy if you would do it. This time I wanted to be really cautious with the prep stage, and therefore I took my time to clean the model of all of the mold lines I saw and all of the parts that already were broken or losing paint due to various reasons. He was primed grey, which seemed to be a good idea at the beginning, but my go-to is black primer, or at least a black undercoat. I cleaned the model as mentioned previously, and I was shit scared to not get the same result of paint falling off, so I took a lesson learned from Flame on Miniatures. Every time he paints a part of the model, he uses Winsor & Newton brush cleaner on a cotton pad and gently cleans the model. He says that it helps to get rid of all of the particles of dust on the miniature and degreases it. Additionally, he mentioned that it softens the undercoat, which leads to better paint adhesion. So I didn't have this specific brush cleaner, but I took a little bit of airbrush cleaner, soaked the cotton pad, then dried it on a piece of paper and rolled over the model with almost no pressure. The next two steps were as follows. First, as when cleaning the model I reached into some points deep into the plastic, I had to give it a thin coat of primer, black in this case. Then I sprayed a coat of black paint. As always for me it is Vallejo black. I said this many times, but if, like me, you intend to leave some points of the model black, give it a black overall undercoat of your normal black paint. This will help if you will have to paint over some mistakes with the black paint and there will be no difference in the shadows, for example. I was testing if it would make sense to layer him by brush, and don't get me wrong, it probably makes a lot of sense, of course in the right skilled hands, but all of those grey paints have quite much of white in them, and glazing over the transitions gave me a poor result, leaving white stains. This led to a very messy outcome, and I just went on using the airbrush. Primero uno because it is faster, and secondly it is much smoother when I do it. The result, as it seemed, came out a bit grey nighty, but this was a really nice learning experience, as I have a few grey nights to paint in the future and I will copy this process, adding even bigger highlights. As he had a big PP and boom boom cloth, I also gave it a base layer using the airbrush. It saves me a lot of time and the layers are always silky smooth. The next thing was adding the highlights using a brush and some light red paints. After that, to boost the contrast, I gave it a few layers of darker red with the airbrush again. It also helped with the shoulder. He is supposed to be a Blood Angel Deathwatch librarian though. Just to quickly show you guys, all you need for the gold NMM, just like any other NMM paint, are just two colors plus a black and a white or an off-white. Here I am mixing two brown paints to see the result. The first mix wasn't gold enough for me, so I went with a warmer brown and the same yellow paint. This time it worked just fine. Painting NMM is a task on its own. What I can recommend as always is putting the model under a lamp and directing the light from the direction you want the light to come at the model. Take a few pictures and you are ready to go. Then just follow the pictures and paint the layers. Sometimes it even makes a lot of sense if you don't blend them, especially on small surfaces. I was going from big to small details and I really wanted to have one piece of the model ready. He has a really nice piece of scroll on the back and it really doesn't matter here what paints you use. You can justify it easily. Tell me, how many colors of paper have you seen? Everything will work here. If you are looking for a reference, it will be easy to Google some old paper scrolls and using this as a map for the model. Silver NMM, or rather blue metallic NMM now. Incubi darkness mixed with ivory into a few different shades and that's it. He was too bright for me, so I tried something that I have seen on Marco Frizzoni's videos. He used Nuln oil to shade and blend the layers. This was a great idea, but unfortunately I went a little bit too far with it. Nevertheless, I left him as he was and continued with the rest. For the skulls I came up with my own recipe, but I wasn't satisfied with it and I went to Squidmar's video on how to paint skulls. Sorry guys, I forgot to record while I was repainting it, but in the next video you will see at least what paints I used this time. It came out much better. Deathwatch have metallic left hands and black armors. I am not very into their lore, there probably is a reasonable explanation for this. If you want to do it by hand, then good luck my friend. I mean, the hand itself is okay, but the shoulder pads are a task on its own, they have a lot of details, so I opted to dry brush them instead. At this point there were some more details to do and he was almost ready. There's not much skin on him and the face is very small. Don't focus on it too much if you don't want it to be the center of attention. As mentioned previously, there were just some minor details to go. Painting a simple base scheme and the rims, of course, should be or have to be black. So, and this is the finished model. It took a lot of time to paint him. I had for the last few weeks more or less an hour every day. This is why he was complete after more than 14 days. Nevertheless, I am happy with the outcome. As always, I got a bit frustrated during the paint job and cut some corners. What do you guys think? What would you do differently in this model? Comment under the video. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and see you in the next video.